The Iroko, as he was popularly called in the Ogidi community, was later interred after a church service at St. Philip's Anglican Church, Ogidi. At the church service, the officiating priest, Archbishop Ike Chunwosu, said Achebe is a parable to the Nigerian nation.
Professor Chino Achebe, a parable to the Nigerian nation. This one. Well, if you put him in the grave now, what happens to this one? Very soon, we lay him down. There was a covenant. What happens to that? It's a parable!
President Goodluck Jonathan spoke extensively on the works of Achebe and the need for a political reorientation and reform.
Things fall apart, but we try to say that we Nigerians, probably the African continent, we have lost our value system and we are falling apart. Achebe told us that there is nothing wrong with the air we breathe in Nigeria. There is nothing wrong with our soil. There is nothing wrong with the water we drink. There is nothing wrong with our forest, whether it is the rainforest, whether it is the savanna, whether it is the Sahelian region, or even the mangroves, there is nothing wrong. The problem is the political leadership.
The president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, in his speech said Achebe's literature has inspired generation after generation toward radical and cultural pride. He insists that Africa indeed has lost a great son.
He will be remembered as a writer, but even he himself knew that he was much more than that. He was a visionary, he was a truth teller, he was a politician and a historian.
Other well-meaning Nigerians, which include the ministers, governors, academians, and social crusaders, have various views on the life and time of Professor Achebe.
Surprised that the latest book, there was a content, despite all the controversy, remained a very good book that has expressed his own personal account of what happened in that tragedy called the Biafran Nigerian Civil War. So a lot of other people hold different views because of certain things that he said in those books. So I believe that instead of criticizing him, what they should do is to write books that will state their own approximate or exact happening during that period. So,
Achebe is an icon. He's a global figure, a literary icon, but he's also one of the greatest social and political commentators of our time.
Achebe, to me, a great Nigerian, a great African, a giant in the literary world. Of course, as a secondary school student, one of the books I read was Things Fall Apart. I also acted a play on it.
Achebe was a brilliant man, hardworking, honest man, a man of transparent integrity.
A literary icon, a gentleman, and a very principled politician. But gave the African continent their confidence when they needed it most.
At the top of his career, he was a great icon, great literarist, and in whatever he did to the best of his ability as a professional.
The remains of the literary icon was later laid to rest in his country home in Ikengo, Ogidi, after a church service at St. Philip's Anglican Church, Ogidi. In Professor Achebe's words, it is the storyteller who makes us what we are, who creates history. The storyteller creates the memory that the survivors must have, otherwise their surviving would have no meaning. End of quote. Honora Aningobudo, reporting from Ogidi, where things have fallen apart.